Well, good morning, Manna Church. I'm Jeff Christensen, and welcome to part 2 of this week's Morning Manna as we talk about the All-Encompassing Gospel. Yesterday, we started talking about the power of the gospel in 3 primary ways: the gospel and God, or how the gospel drives us toward God; the gospel and you, or how the gospel works in you; and the gospel in others, how the gospel leads us to other people. If you haven't listened to yesterday's Morning Manna, I encourage you to do that. Today, I want to focus on another aspect of the gospel and God and talk to you about seeking God. Psalm 119, verses 9 and 10 say, "How can a young man keep his way pure? By guarding it according to your word. With my whole heart I seek you. Let me not wander from your commandments." The psalmist says, "With my whole heart I seek you," but what does that mean exactly? What does it mean to seek God? Sometimes I think we hear a phrase like seeking God and our minds begin to conjure up images of 3 a.m. prayer sessions by candlelight, or seeking solitude through long pilgrimages in a foreign land, or something like that. And those things aren't bad. They can be valid methods for times of seeking God. But let's not confuse method with intent. Seeking God can't be summed up in a method. It's a disposition of the heart. It's been said before that seeking God means that you are continually aiming and working at knowing Him more deeply, depending on Him more thoroughly, and experiencing His grace more richly. So Psalm 119, 9 and 10, which we read above, recognizes that the only way to keep our way pure and guarded is to seek God according to His word. It says, "With my whole heart I seek you. Let me not wander from your commandments." See, the psalmist here knows that this isn't something he can manufacture. He can't make that happen on his own. He needs God's grace. He needs the power of God for salvation to work in him. He needs the gospel to continue to transform him. And this means he must seek God. 2 Corinthians 9 verse 8 says, "And God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that having all sufficiency in all things at all times, you may abound in every good work." God really is enough, but the only surefire way to experience Him as enough is when we actively are connected to Him, when we seek Him, when we aim to know Him more deeply, and to depend on Him more thoroughly, and to experience His grace more richly. When we commit to this, we won't be disappointed. Good to be with you today, Manna Church. I'll see you back here tomorrow for part 3 of our study of the All-Encompassing Gospel.